use the words honor and respect when we greet each other. So when I say honor, I say respect. Honor.
Respect.
Honor. Honor. Respect. Power deep, power fed. What has been said, let it be done. Sisters, in the name of Yahweh, of Olodumare, of Jah, God, the Great Spirit, Monsieur, Allah, and all the names by which we, all holy of holies, and all that we hold sacred is known, we give thanks for this gathering of minds, bodies, and spirits, whose paths you have opened and granted safe arrival to the 2024 Global African Women's Day Gala and Awards Luncheon. On behalf of the organizer, the Drammeh Institute, and all the sponsors and speakers, we petition you to shield us under divine providence. We ask you, the Most High, Mother God and Father God, to protect and continue to uplift our honorees, and that all within the reach of my voice be guided towards abundance, good health, and longevity. May we be inspired by the insights gained at this gathering. There's so much work to be done in our communities, especially at the intersection of racism and womanism. And perhaps, as I look around this room, we should talk a little bit about ageism too. Yes? We're fully aware, certainly I am, of how long so many of us have been involved in this struggle for recognition, justice, and development. It's been decades. The vision that we share collectively is an intention that predates our birth on this plane. We battle, and at times we are victorious. Sometimes we retreat, and we fight again. We persevere because our ancestors never lost hope for us. And we shall never stop believing in fulfilling our dreams for the generations ahead. That's my promise to our young daughter who accompanied me in libation today. As the Queen Mother of the African diaspora, various concerns are called to my attention, and these are issues I ask that all of you, if you are not already doing so, to make the additional effort to cultivate the leadership of a generation of women who struggle for the right of governance, both personal and political. All over the world, but especially in this country, and other communities of the global south in the north, the maternal and infant mortality rates, already high, escalate even higher among women of African descent, and access to prenatal care and medication remains a critical part of health equity. Our ability to determine what happens to, with, and for our bodies remains incredibly still under the overwhelming control of men. It's an egregious phenomenon which undermines both our collective and economic development. The sovereignty of our communities and peoples of the global south, Haiti, in Sudan and Congo, in Palestine, specifically Gaza, are under-recognized and under siege. Our respective sovereignties and security, all political, diplomatic, economic, and food, is determined by people other than those we elected or identify as our governors. And while democracy isn't for everybody, we do possess the inalienable right to determine who our leaders are and the forms of government and economic modalities that best serve our communities. Instead, we have the same players involved in the same processes of spatial injustice and domination, now centuries old, controlling our bodies, effacing our histories, stealing our resources, thwarting our destinies, and tricking us into facilitating acts of aggression and hostility against each other, against our own kin, our own children, our own leaders, and elders. Yet, my sisters, regardless of the victories we have in the political arena, with women like Her Excellency's Prime Minister of Barbados, Madame Mia Mottley, Vice President of Colombia, Madame Francia Elena Marquez Mina, and even one of our honorees today, the former First Vice President of Costa Rica, Her Excellency Madame Epsi Alejandra We know in our hearts it is not enough. We've made strides, but not enough. And it will not be enough until all governments have the same percentage of women holding elected or appointed public office as they have been represented in their societies, namely 50%. Because minimizing and eliminating voices of women will not be tolerated. In closing, every woman in this room has a charge. Every one of us has the vision, the means, connections, resources, the strategies, the strength, the imagination, the creativity, the wisdom, the heart to take our battles to the next phase. As the insidious forces among us continue to grow more liberal, wanton, and careless with the scourges they extol on brown and black women, on our children and communities, may we women conserve our energies. May we become more expansive. May we retain our charity as we become less forgiving. May we be more exacting as we skillfully mentor new visionaries among us. You see, we have another generation of warriors to nurture, incarnations of ourselves to usher towards justice. The songs of freedom that we sing now more than ever, we have to conjure them to make manifest in our society's true spaces of liberation, of reformation, rehabilitation, self-repair, reparations. The sun rises and it sets, and still we toil, but today let us rest for a moment. Let us love and celebrate ourselves. All of our lives are bound to one another. None of us would be here without another woman in this room, and certainly without another woman's sacrifice and intentions for our success. We are present because of each other. I want you to turn around and take a look at the woman to your left, and take a look at the woman to the right. Take a look at the woman behind you, and then look at the women in front of you. And even the limitations of this plane, they may not allow you to physically see her, but know that she is here. And I ask you to cup your hands together and to say thank you. And repeat after me. Tell her, I know you are here. I feel you in my heart. Your mind is aligned with my spirit. Place your hand in mine. Let your head rest on my shoulder. For I have been your eyes, and your tears have touched my heart. Let us feast together. When I ask you to say the name of the woman whose light you carry. What, sisters over here, you don't have a woman whose light you carry? Say her name out loud. Okay, merci. And finally, I want to give thanks to our friend and my sister queen, Iman Mahàwa.